Hello everyone. Uh, in this session, we are going to discuss about how to create automatic receipts in Fusion Receivable. So before we go to the discussion, for clarity, let me explain the business scenario. So let us say we have our customer, let us say 123, and many invoices are generated for this particular customer. So let us say invoice number 1, invoice number 2, and these invoices are sent to customer for payment. After some time, the customer sends a check or payment, whatever we call it, whether it's an electronic transfer or something like that. So we create a receipt and we receive the payment. That's a very basic business cycle what we have. In case of automatic receipt, what customer sees that whatever invoice you create, right? I will not send you a payment to you. Rather, I authorize you to collect the payment directly from my bank account. Instead the customer giving a check and transferring the amount to the organization, customer says that you get those amount directly from my bank account. So particularly this kind of scenario happens when the customer and the organization has a good trust between each other. It's like just like a very frequent customer is there. So customer directly authorized, don't send me the, you send me the invoice, but I will not be sending you the payment, rather you take it directly from my bank account. In those cases, what happens, since customer is not going to send a check or any payment instrument, so we need to create the receipt on our own. Means the organization need to create receipt on our own. So in those cases, we use the automatic receipt. Okay. So when we use the automatic receipt, what system does that? Depending on the configuration, system will create a payment or receipt for the due invoices in our system. Let us say the payment number is 1, and then this payment will be sent directly to customer's bank account for settlement. Then customer's bank account will honor the particular payment instrument and transfer the amount to the customer to the organization's bank account. That's how the cycle goes. If you want to relate it to daily individuals, any scenario which happens with any individual instead of organization, a loan payment is a good example for this. So let us say we take any personal loan and home loan. So what do? We authorize our bank account. We sign authorization with our bank account and say that every month you transfer this much of amount to the bank from where I have taken the loan. So that's a very suitable example for the automatic receipt kind of scenario. Which so in this case, what happens? I don't write a check and give to the bank from where I have got the loan. Rather, I give a monthly instruction to my bank account saying that you transfer the amount to the bank who has given the provided in the loan with some amount limit and all those things. So that's a day-to-day life, which we can day-to-day life example, which we can relate to understand, to have a better understanding. So that with that brief introduction about the business scenario, let us dive into the application, how we are going to do that. So as usual, there are two parts of this knowledge sharing session. One is the configuration. So what configuration organization need to do to enable the automatic receipt, and then we have the transaction. So first we will go to the configuration which we need to do, and then we will do transaction and verify how the automatic receipt is created. Now within configuration also there are two things. So I just said here that organization will create a payment instrument and send this to the bank account for settlement, right? Now, in this case, what happens? Two options. One is online transmission, and second is offline transmission. Obviously, when this payment instrument needs to be, that instruction need to be transferred to the bank account, that instrument information should be transmitted to the bank. Now, how that has to be done? One, the application itself take care of everything, and it directly deposits to the payment instruction directly goes to the bank server. That's the online transmission. We are not going to cover this because in this case we have to have we have to establish a relationship with bank and all these things, which I do not have in the real life example. Another one is offline transmission. Means we will create a bank, we will create automatic receipt, and now in my system we have all the information about which a bank needs in their template. So we will download that template from our server and send it manually or by any medium, manually or by email or something like that. So that's an offline transmission. So in this session, we are going to cover the offline transmission part. The point to note here is now one thing is very much clear, that whenever we have to do any transmission, we need to have a integration with integration with some system. So whether we do the online submission or offline submission, we have to create a transmission configuration in our configuration. In case of online transmission, there will be a transmit file, whereas in case of offline transmission, no transmit file. File will not be transmitted. We will rather, means the transmit file will not happen from Fusion. Rather, we can download it from Fusion and send it manually to bank. This is the difference. So as I said, the transmission configuration is required, whether it's offline transmission or online transmission. So majority of the configuration, what we do in case of this scenario is of transmission, and obviously there is some fund capture, process profile, and all these things. So I hope I could give a fair amount of the framework, what we're going to do. Now let us go to the application. Okay, so let me go to setup and maintenance. So first we will do the configuration, and after that we will perform the transactions. So to do the configuration, we have we need to go to within financials, we need to go to the customer payments. Select all tasks from the drop down. And here we have all the transmission, all the configuration, what we need to do. We will just, I will just briefly, I have already done the configuration. I will briefly explain what, just we'll go through the different configuration steps. So first, we have to perform the transmission configuration. The configuration related to transmission, transmission to the configuration related to transmit the file. Okay. So first one is the manage transmission configuration. Okay. Now, since it's an offline transaction, so we have Oracle has already provided different types of transmission method. But since we are going to do offline transactions, what we are going to do, in case of offline transmission, Oracle will create the file and put into UCM. So we will create a transmission configuration for UCM, Universal Content Management Upload Protocol, because we are going to upload it. So if I search, I have already created one transmission. So here, sorry, this is wrong one. This one. Here we provide the folder in which the file, the payment file created by the file application will be kept. So since it's an offline transaction, so we are keeping the file in our Fusion application itself. We need to go to this directory and download the file. So this is one configuration. Next is payment system. So I have already created one payment system, dummy payment system. Let's check this. Now this payment system is applicable for what? Credit card, electronic fund transfer, debit card, for disbursement. For automatic receipt, however, if you want, it's a bank account transfer kind of thing, right? So we have to enable the electronic fund transfer. What kind of format of the payment file that we can come and attach here, and what kind of transmission will be done? So here we attach the transmission type as UCM transmission. That means it's an offline transmission. Once we define it, there is something called, we have to create a system account. So that we have to create account name here. That is it. These are mandatory setup which we need to do. So I have to just go through those step by step. Then next one, this is not required. Next is, manage funds capture process profile. Options. No, I don't think this is the one. Yeah, this one is required. Manage funds capture process profile. So the fund capture process profile is attached with the payment system what we have created. So I'm querying by the payment system for which I have created a fund capture process profile. So give a name and all these things, and important point is we have to, this format will automatically default from the pay system. This is the system we define, payment system. From there, the outbound format got defaulted. Now, in case of online transmission, what happens? So a bit of off track. So what happens that we transmit the file, and after transmitting the file, there will be an inbound message from the bank that, okay, they have honored the file or there is a problem, that kind of thing. So in case of online transmission, we should be able to read the inbound message from the bank as well. So in that case, we should attach an inbound response format. So obviously, definitely bank will tell which format they are following. So that we need to attach here. In case of offline transmission, we don't need to attach this particular format. This is applicable only in case of online transmission. After that, we have something settlement batch, that how do we want to create a batch. So this is, I'm not doing anything right now. And then we have to attach the accounts here. Whatever we have defined, the dummy account, we have to attach here. Next step is manage internal pay. Like for one particular BU, there will be one pay attached. So let me query the internal pay. This is the internal pay I have created. Here we have to say like for what all transmission it is applicable. Then you have to attach the payment system and the business. Now just check for one BU, we can have one pay, and one pay can have multiple payment system accounts. Now, how the application know that for which one we have to, for this transmission we have to use which payment system. Now that is determined by routing. So we attach our routing rules here, where we say that, for an example, I've created a routing rule here. Here I say, if the business unit is this, then I can add more conditions here. You can add more conditions. I'm not going to do that. I'm just showing you how we can do. If business unit is this, and let us say if pay bank is this, all these conditions we can put, then use the particular pay system. So those kind of setup, the routing rule we need to configure. So this routing rule enables system to know that in what kind of payment, what payment system they can use. So as far as configuration is concerned, these are the setup which we need to do. Now the next step will be one more setup is required that is not related to transmission, and then the transaction. So we will cover that in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.